Welcome back to the Morning Brew, everybody. How are y'all? This segment is, we're about to talk about the Vortex Theater, and this segment is brought to you by the Albuquerque Theater Guild, your guide to live theater in Albuquerque, and we do have tons of it, so go to abqtheater.org to find out what's going on today.
It is a really wonderful website. I use it for my column all the time to pull up stuff, so good information.
Great. And with us today is Debi Kierst. She is the director of the Vortex Theater's production of a new play with quite a harsh title. I'm going to let you...
Fat Pig.
Fat Pig.
Yeah, by Neil LaBute.
That is a harsh title.
He's local?
It is. No, he's not local. Neil LaBute lives in New York.
Okay.
He's a New York playwright, and the play was actually written in 2004, I believe. It's been around for a while,
Right.
but it's relatively contemporary, and
Yeah.
it's a very contemporary take on life right now.
Right. There's some interesting, I read about it last night. There's some
Yeah.
interesting buzz about the play. So.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's a dark comedy.
Very dark comedy. It's about a man who is a hip urban executive, and he ends up falling in love with a woman who's plus size, who's heavy. He can't tell his friends that he's involved with her, can't tell his friends he's having a relationship with her because she's fat. And once they find out that he's having a relationship with her, they give him a really hard time about it. They're very cruel about her. He keeps her a secret, and it's a comedy, but it's, as you say, it's a black comedy.
But I don't think it's an uncommon thing to
No,
happen.
not at all.
It's not high school. I mean, adults behave this way. So.
Adults behave this way, and as LaBute says, it's very much the real world
Right.
that he experienced. He was a heavy man as well, and
People judge,
has experienced.
yeah.
They do.
Now, Debbie, I read that there are some very emotionally intimate, revealing moments on stage during this production. How do you pull that out of your actors?
Well, I have fabulous actors, for one thing. They're all very talented people and all very willing to give and do whatever is asked of them. And there are a couple of scenes. One of the scenes is a bedroom scene. It's not sexual on stage, but it's pretty intimate. And there's some pretty serious emotional scenes as well. And they're just willing to dive right in those parts and play those relationships, which is what the most important part of the play is,
Right.
I think, is human relationships.
And I think what people coming to the Vortex can expect from a play, that it does go deep, and it does go a little raw on stage sometimes.
Absolutely, and that's been the Vortex's
Yeah.
history, I guess. And, you know, I mean, we've been in the same building for 37 years, right across the street from the university. So we've sort of taken on that feel, that atmosphere of university, academia,
Yeah.
something a little more edgy,
Well,
hopefully.
And used to be the only game in town besides Albuquerque Little Theater.
It did.
Yeah.
When I first moved here back in the 80s, it was the Vortex, it was the Adobe, and it was
Right.
the Little Theater. And
Right.
Akloa was
yeah,
around
yeah.
as well, doing musical theater exclusively. But now there are 40-some companies in town.
It's amazing.
It's
So-
That
a
is-
very different game, yeah.
So
It's a
did the
very
Vortex move, or are you in the process
We are
of
in
moving?
the process of moving. We are, as I say, we've been in that space for 37 years. We are in the process of moving to the old Langel's art building.
Oh, great.
On the art supply building on Carlisle.
Oh, wow.
That is going to be a
So
great
it'll be
move.
very convenient. It's right off the freeway, right
Right.
across the street from American Home Furnishings. It's very, I think there's going to be parking, which
It's
is
a good
something we've
space.
never had
Yeah.
before. Yeah. So hopefully that'll happen early in the fall.
Interesting. So we need to get the word out on that for people, too.
Absolutely.
All right.
Right.
So going back to the play, tell me more about Tom and Helen.
Well, as I say, Tom is hip, urban. It takes place in an unnamed urban
Metroplex.
center, metroplex on the water. They say maybe a New York City, maybe a Baltimore, maybe a
Right.
Something. But he is like most, I guess, normal urban guys, executives. He has a good job. He makes lots of money. He dresses well. He is a good-looking guy. They all focus on how they look.
On the
The
outside.
image of being beautiful on the outside, and he falls in love. He has lunch one day with a woman who's a librarian, and or a printed word specialist, as she said.
I like that.
Oh, I love that.
But she's very funny, very smart, very clever, very intelligent, and he just falls for her.
And the audience probably falls in love with her
And
as well.
they are falling in love with her as well, and they are rooting for them.
All right,
to
we've
make
got
it.
so Vortex Theater. It's coming on. It's playing right now until May 11th. Is
Till
that right?
May 11th, right?
Okay.
Friday, Saturday at 7:30, and Sunday at 2.
All right.
We've got the website up there for the Vortex. Great.
Great. Thank you very
Perfect.
much, Debi Kierst from the Vortex. Everybody. We'll have a whole lot more after the break.
That was
Don't go
lovely.
away.
Thank you very much. That was great, you guys.